Hello, everybody. Welcome in. I was just putting out all the ads so that we can get started. Everybody starts popping in, or well, welcome in. Glad to see you. How are you doing today, Dan? Tom as well. Hello. Let's see that.
You get good treasure from it too. Oh, it's time to go. It's time to go. Oh, oh, oh my God, the storm's coming. Oh no. Oh, 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 oh. Mowing, baby, someone ran me over. Oh my gosh, so rude. I can't believe you'd hit me with a car. Oh baby, I was just jogging in the sunlight. It's a nice day to get some exercise. Oh, what the heck? Did you see me glitch off the car? Meow, meow, all the time. Oh, there's people.
I've always tried to support everybody and help out all of our community. Let's get a few things ready here real quick. Today is going to be an ordeal for me. This is a big one. I'm going completely off of the save money rails today. We're going straight into the Julia Child level right here. I don't know who all the modern equivalents are. Okay. We're just about ready here. I even bought some cognac for this as well. We're going fancy. It's not so that it's so much that it's expensive. It is more expensive, but it's not the $60 range. This is more like I spent $120, but we'll have probably about 40 to 50 of it going into the freezer. So there's gonna be plenty. If you were buying it at a restaurant, however, it's going to be expensive. My list today is actually quite long as well. We're going to be doing a couple of main dishes, one of which is going to be poulet à la dragon, which is tarragon chicken. That's a very complicated one. Then we have cognac shrimp with beurre blanc sauce, which is shrimp with a white sauce. And we also have steak au poivre, which is a literally steak with peppercorn steak with cream sauce, and steamed asparagus with hollandaise. And I may go ahead and throw the green beans in with some shallots as well. So we will have quite a bit of fancy food today. even at that, you know, we're using I have round roast, which was about $17, but it's enough to make about 5 of these steaks. I only need to make 2. And I bought enough chicken to do 2 recipes. And the shallots were left over from last week. I bought some sourdough so that we can make some crusty bread to go with it. So I'm still maintaining the idea, just not the dollar amount. Fancy, but not overboard. Well, yeah, obviously. I still don't have any real good solution for that. Anyway, I'm going to get started here in just a minute. We'll do some of the lighter stuff first. I even went and bought salted butter for this. I don't normally use that. I also had some sort of brain aneurysm or something. Not really, of course. But I went and bought some baby broccoli as well, so I may have to do something with that on the fly. I don't know what I was thinking at the time, I just did it. Because I never see it for sale. More of an Asian dish type thing. Anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and slide right on in here. I hope everybody's having a good weekend so far. And if anybody out there is at TFF, hello. I'm sorry, I'm here. I know I'm supposed to be there. First of all, I'd like to note, we all know that I bought this knife a while back. Boo Boo went and bought me a few more this week. So we've got a couple of very nice ones. This is a vegetable cleaver. You can see the edge of the curve on it is a little different from a normal one. This is a Japanese style. I've got a paring knife to replace that other one that is constantly having to sharpen it. So we'll be using these today. And we'll give our other one a break. So to start off today, we're going to do one of the more simple ones first. We're going to work on our asparagus with hollandaise. Hollandaise sauce is made with eggs and lemon juice. It's relatively simple. And a lot of butter. It's not good for your waistline, but hey, we've got 3 eggs and we've got a lemon here. We're going to use lemon juice. Oh, I also forgot, I'm going to also be doing something with some mushrooms. So I'm going to use lemon juice for this one. We are going to need the lemon though. And then some cayenne pepper. Believe it or not, there's actually a lot of cayenne pepper in there. Welcome back, and congrats on first. We're just getting started. You're doing just fine. Now I know asparagus is not everybody's favorite, but if you do it right, it's actually pretty good. We only have to steam it in a shallow pan of water when we do this. Let's see. What am I forgetting? I'm forgetting butter. I am going to be using salted butter for this, so I'm not going to add any salt to it. Right now we're working on asparagus with hollandaise as one of our sides. We're going to use the entire stick of butter. Okay, this is pretty much it. We only need the cayenne, the salted butter, the eggs, the lemon juice, and the asparagus itself. So this should be relatively easy. So I'm going to go ahead and get a picture of this and get started. Everything will be posted in Discord. I did post last week's recipes in Discord just today, so everything is there. Trying to charge my phone at the same time I'm using it. Maybe fall asleep. It's okay. I wouldn't worry about it too much. Especially if it's late where you are. It says to use a little bit of cayenne, like a pinch. I always add just a little bit more, so I'm going to use a little less than 1/4 teaspoon. We are going to use that whole stick of butter, so I'm just going to go on and leave that there. Now our lemon juice, we need about a tablespoon. I'm not very good at eyeballing liquids. Oh, it is. Okay. Went to the sauna. Oh, yeah, that'll do it. So we got about a tablespoon of lemon juice here. I need to do something like that sometime. So our lemon juice, our butter, and our cayenne here, and our eggs are for the hollandaise sauce. We are going to separate the eggs out, but let's go ahead and get our stems ready here for our asparagus. I'm going to wash this off first. Alright, so we want to get off some of the rough stem from this. So I'm just going to cut at an angle the bottom inch or so off of them. See, it's kind of sawing through some of it. A little thick. This is also a good one for various different types of the year during different holidays. It's a good side dish. And this sauce can be used for a lot of different things. It's particularly good for breakfast involving eggs as well. Here we go. So I'm not going to go through the trouble of trying to peel all this and everything else. We're just going to go ahead and steam this as is and start working on our hollandaise sauce. The hollandaise sauce is going to take a little while. Always feel tired after this one? Yeah. A lot of heat does that to you. It relaxes you. It does that to me too. Even when it's hot during the summer, it makes me tired. So we're going to go ahead and move over to the stove here. I'm also making some additions and changes here in the kitchen sometime soon. One of those being I'm going to try and replace a couple of pieces of broken furniture. Alright, let's switch over to the stove. I've got one pan of water here. We're going to get that up to boiling here in a minute, and we're going to put in this little steamer basket. And set our asparagus spears down on top of this, and then put a lid over it. We're going to let that steam. It'll take a little while. It'll take a couple of minutes. In the meantime, I'm going to crack open these eggs and put them in the separator. Because we just need the egg yolks, not the eggs. I'll give the little separator another chance. It's genius, yeah. Right, it worked on the first one. Got one egg yolk. Got another one now. Come on. These eggs are a little cold. Yeah, alright. It's just easier to do it with my fingers. As much as I don't like doing that, I'll do it. I'd hoped this little egg separator would work out for me, but it doesn't seem to want to. You go to the sauna regularly, and what time is it? I have never been to a sauna. It's not really a thing here as much as it should be for me. And it's about 5:30 in the afternoon here. 17:30 for you, I guess. Ever, you should really try it. It's kind of an expensive thing to do, and I have to actually like not be at work because they're only open during the day, so that's why not. So far, I've had 4 hours off in the last 8 months. Which is why I'm not at EMF. All right, I've sort of scrambled in our eggs a little bit here. We are going to do the hollandaise as well at the same time. It looks like we've got our steam going now. So we'll go ahead and do that. Should be the right lid. We only have to cook them until they start changing color and softening up a little bit, so it won't take too long. Looks like I didn't cut them quite short enough. But we'll leave it like that. On our back burner, I'm going to bring the heat up slowly. We don't want to put it up too fast or it'll curdle. It'll also burn the butter. You know, in Finland, there is more saunas than people. I would not be surprised to actually believe that. That's probably true. I'm not worried about it, Jen. It's fine. Besides, that little bit of a gap leaves the edge of it open so the steam can escape and not cause it to start bubbling and boiling. You don't want to boil it out. That poor old pan's already warped. I don't want it drying out too fast. I've had that pan for 23 years. So many summer cottages. Okay. You can see it's already starting to change color. It's getting a little darker. Okay, that's getting warm. I'm going to set our butter down in there. Turn the heat down a little bit. Just a little. Like I said, we want it melting, we don't want it boiling. Have to try it out someday. I understand that hollandaise is French. I always perceived asparagus dishes as more of a German thing. Welcome in, Akivu. Well, you're welcome to think of it that way if you want to. Once we get our butter melted here, and it's going to take another minute or so. Once we get our butter melted, I'll start bringing in the eggs and stirring it. You've got to constantly stir it while it's cooking. Asparagus is so incredibly popular in Germany, but it is. I was not aware of that. Oh, that is so much butter. Oh boy. It's definitely getting there. Butter's almost melted. We're getting ready to start. Hey Glitch, welcome in. Long time no see. And thank you for the 20 biddies. Now meds aren't for a while yet, but thank you. I could see the chat for a moment. How are you doing, Glitch? Almost there. I think this dish is more butter than it is anything else. I'm going to turn this front heat down just a little bit. It sounds like it's boiling a little too much. We want this asparagus to have a nice dark green color to it. All right, it looks like our butter is ready. So I'm going to start adding our egg yolks. Very, very slowly. I'll attend to that in a minute. Whoever it was, thank you. Oh no, it looks like it was too hot. I might have messed it up. Uh-oh. Yep, I messed it up. We gotta do it again. Oh well, that's fine. We'll do it again. It happens. Okay. We'll try again. I got a little to spare. Can't mess it up again though. I'm gonna bring the temperature down a little more. It's just a little too hot. This stove is a little unpredictable. And that back burner, I don't use it all that much. So I'm gonna bring the temperature down to about 3 instead of 4. It always toss the butter egg next to the frying pan and the fried asparagus in it. Yeah. Your old account got hacked. Oh, okay. Well, welcome back. You gotta watch out for that these days. You can get into accounts like crazy. I've seen a bunch of my friends get caught. Okay. I'm going to get a couple more eggs, separate them again, and I'm going to go ahead and just mix the lemon juice and stuff into it. It broke the yolk. Of course it broke the yolk. I'm going to lower this temperature a little more. You can't afford to screw it up again. There we go. Sorry, hold on just a minute. Gotta get cleaned up here. Try not to mess this up again. All right, I don't know if you can see or not, but I've got the eggs and the lemon juice together. I'm going to go ahead and mix in our cayenne as well. All right. also going to do this a little differently. We're going to try to not cook those eggs. So I'm going to do it the other way around. I think we're about done with our asparagus. Let me test the tenderness here. Yeah, I think we're about done there. We'll let it cook for another minute or so. All right, our butter is done. It's melted down. So I'm going to take our egg yolk and our lemon juice, put it down into this bowl here. I probably should have done this the first time. It's been a while since I've had to do this. We're just going to take our butter and pour it in there slowly. That's better. It didn't curdle this time, so we're good. That's how I should have done it the first time. My apologies. Hey, Peter, welcome in. Yeah, hydrate. Okay. And hey, Ruru, how you doing? Oh, we got a pun in the show. Well, that hollandaise first pass was definitely a joke. But, oh gosh. You know, at one point my wife was afraid that she had lost all of her bed linen. She was scared sheetless. Oh, there we go. Anyway. Oh. Thank you. These dishes are so heavy. Alright, let's switch over here. Back over here. I gotta remember I've zoomed in a little bit, so our view is a little different. And let me take care of that hydrate too. Thank you very much. Welcome in. Alright. This first one is actually done. This is a good side dish for this, for what we're doing today. Now, not everybody's a fan of asparagus, but you know. bunch of yellow water in there. Alright, let me move a few things real quick. 'Cause I made a royal mess out of that when I did those eggs. You make sure that it stays very well blended when you do this. Seems a little thin to me today. Just a touch of our cayenne. There we go. I only have one mic. Why? There's not even another one plugged in. So this is our first one for today. Relatively easy, you just have to be careful with it. Now our second one is going to be our steak. This one's going to be a little different. Well, there's always a bit of an echo in here because this kitchen is solid concrete. So I'm going to pull this off to the side. And totally not snitch one of them because I haven't eaten today. Oh, that's quite tasty. Okay, our second one is our steak. This is our steak au poivre. My apologies if I'm butchering it. I'm not very good with French. For this one, we have an Irish round roast, which we're going to cut into steak. This one would be a little bit, this is a little bit more expensive here. For this one, I'm going to use a different board. We're going to need some peppercorn. Once we make these steaks, we're going to beat them down and cut them into peppercorn. Got to finish what you're working on? Okay. So we've got some just straight up black peppercorn here. We need about 2 tablespoons of those. And then we're going to, there's an optional way to get some green peppercorns, but I do not have those available. Then we need a cup of heavy cream, and then a 1/3 cup of our cognac, and then some Dijon mustard and olive oil. We've got some heavy whipping cream. Do the last bit right before leaving for prom. Oh, well, good luck. We've got a new meat mallet here. I also bought some Dijon. So there you go, we've got that. The olive oil we'll need for the steak itself. And then we've got a little bit of this. So what we're going to need to do, almost all of our job here right now is taking care of this meat. That's all we really need to do. So we're going to pull this out, and I'm going to trim off that chunk of ring of fat there. It's going through that like butter. Wow. Some of this, of course, will cook off, but we don't want to leave any of it on here that we don't need. Trying to be careful here so we don't waste anything. The knife cut right through that like it was nothing. Alright, so we're going to take this and we're going to cut ourselves a relatively thick piece here. But we're going to beat this down. Interesting. I haven't seen that shimmer in a while. Here again, I haven't handled any steaks in a while either. Oh, okay. We'll get you as soon as we can. I can't do it right now. Good seeing you though. Good luck. Have fun. Alright, so I'm going to pull these, which are going back into the freezer, out. I might do 3 today. That little knife just did beautifully. Love it. So what we're going to do is we're just going to kind of beat this down. Break it up. Soften it. that meat. Yeah. I gotta do the joke once, I'm sorry. Alright, that looks pretty good. Get our second one here. Oh yeah, this should work pretty well for this. Set our other two knives over here. Because they are rattling like crazy. This is actually new. I didn't actually have one of these because I don't do these types of recipes. I think we got that pretty well flattened out. For those that are relatively new, you've been here before, I've mostly been doing much less cost based on concerns that everybody has about the rising prices of food. But when I first started, I used to do recipes like this, which were much higher cost. But since everybody's out of town and enjoying themselves, I figured I might do a little bit myself today. All right, we're gonna do something else new here in just a second. I've had this for a little while, but I haven't had a chance to use it on stream yet. So we're going to coat these steaks. These are peppercorn steaks. And we're going to make a sauce to go with it, a cream-based sauce. But we need to crack our peppercorns. We don't want them to be super small. So I'm going to pull out this, which is our mortar and pestle, which we just got. I had been grinding rice with it to try and get the surface smoothed down a little bit. So we're going to take about a couple of tablespoons of peppercorns here. We're going to crack them, break them up just a little bit, but not a whole lot. We want them to stay a little more solid. Video, welcome. It's looking pretty good. Now let's get a plate. You missed the first dish, Gio. How are you doing today? This feels like it might need to be broken up a little bit more. We want a very rough grind. Nothing too heavy, nothing too light. I'll sprinkle it around here. Now we also need some salt. I'm going to use sea salt here with roughly the same grit. Yeah, it's pepper. It's just peppercorn. Let's bring another plate over here. So we're going to take our tenderized steaks and we're just going to lay them down in this. We want a thick coating. As much as you can, anyway. I'd set it to 30 seconds worth of ads, and this is what we get. Around an hour? Yeah. Have this notices on your own screen. I see it on your screen. Are we back yet? Okay, we're back. It's supposed to be 30 seconds worth of ads. I don't know why that was so much longer. I do apologize. You don't get ads because you're subscribed. Also, some ad blockers do work. Alright, so our steaks are pretty much prepared here. No, even in channels I'm not. Well, it could be the ad blocker, yeah. Oh, you don't have to. It's okay. I'm just glad you're here. I am not concerned about subs or anything else. I'm not one of those people. I just want to see that I'm doing my job right and everybody else enjoys what they're getting. Hey, Jack, welcome in. Hello. I was just getting ready to measure out the second half of this before I start cooking these steaks. We've got some Grey Poupon, but of course, and I've got some Courvoisier here, so brandy, or cognac in this case. Now for this we need a 1/3 cup of brandy. That's a lot of brandy. That is a lot of cognac. Free from the ad, yay! I am not going to use that much. I'm going to use this much. This will deglaze our pan as well when we do this. How much cream? We need 1 cup of heavy cream. So we're going to take the juices from our steak here and we're going to mix it with the mustard and the heavy cream and the brandy. Brandy will deglaze the pan, and then we add these other two to create our cream sauce. Luckily I've got a little bit more. And we will be ready to start here in just a second. This one is just sort of creature comfort for me today. There we go. I did buy some extra. The cream we need, so gotta make sure we've got all of that. All right. Now, for our mustard, for this recipe, we need 2 tablespoons. And 2 tablespoons is also 6 teaspoons. Because we're all alchemists over here in the US. We know how to do this. All right, so we've got our cream, our mustard, and our brandy or cognac. In this case, cognac. And that is all we need for this recipe today. So let's get started, shall we? We'll switch back over to our stove camera. And we're going to start by coating the bottom of our pan here with a good bit of oil. We actually want a good bit of oil on this one, and we want it to be on a relatively medium heat, not real high. This is why I don't like telling you how much oil to use. Normally you see recipes, they say 2 tablespoons, 1 tablespoon, 4 tablespoons, whatever. I don't do that when it comes to the oil, and the reason for that is that your pans are different sizes. 2 tablespoons for one may not be 2 tablespoons for another. So I'm just going to move our liquids over here. And not accidentally taste test that. I've done that once or twice. You don't need to do that today. You want enough to cover the entire bottom of the pan well. Now in this case, it's going to be a little bit on the hot side. Each boyfriend and then head to the prom, you'll have fun. Okay, you have fun too, and enjoy yourself. How's the old phrase go? Don't do anything that I wouldn't do. While our oil is heating up, I'm going to wash a couple things real quick. While our new knife did beautifully with that steak, we can't have it. We got to wash it before we use it again. I'm gonna bring the heat up just a little bit. Boy, I can smell that cognac. That stuff will flash if you're using gas. Be careful because it will flambe. Now the recipe for this one has the steaks at the point where they're pretty much still raw. I am not going to cook them like that. They are going to be a slight bit more done than that. We got a couple of new things in the kitchen this week. Turns out that the grocery store had the honeybee jars on sale for like $6. I'm sure you're asking what that is. It's these smaller ball jars. They've got that honeybee pattern on them. And I got 4 of them for about $6. These will be the ones that I use for making sauces and pickles with now, because the bigger ones are much too large for that. We may make some pickled peppers here sometime soon. Oil should be about ready. Just trying to get that out of the pan there. Yep, our oil is shimmering now, so we're going to go ahead and start cooking these steaks. We're going to leave those on one side for a couple of minutes before we start moving them around. I don't do this very much, do I? I do not make steak and big stuff here. Oh, that's looking good. That nice blackened peppercorn appearance. This is entirely up to you how you want them cooked. I'm aiming for medium, relatively soft. stove, it's not going to ignite. Those are very soft. They should be quite nice. Very tender. Another minute or two. Hey, Chat 666, welcome in. What are we cooking? We are cooking steak au poivre. This is peppercorn steak with cream sauce. Our entire menu today is going to be French. No. Hey, Wheelie, welcome in. We are working on steak au poivre. It's a blackened peppercorn steak with cream sauce. How are you doing, Wheelie? Welcome in. Yeah, there is a good bit of noise in here. It's a little difficult. Sorry about that. We're right in the medium territory right now. This is where we add our cognac, our cream, and our mustard. Adding the cognac will deglaze your pan. We're gonna let this simmer just a little bit so it can thicken up. You being tired? Yes, alcohol. Never tried before? I haven't either. This is the first time I've actually made a peppercorn steak, especially in a French, in a very French recipe. We're going to be doing our big one today here in a few minutes. Our big one today being the saffron chicken. Poulet de not saffron, tarragon. Poulet de Sorbo. We also still have cognac shrimp as well. We're making a whole menu here for a week. Oh boy, that's a little warm. I grabbed the wrong one. I'm going to lower the temperature a little bit more. It's starting to thicken up. This is what we want. We want it to be a little thicker than this, though. Oh, you are French. Well, there we go. In that case, you can credit my horrific pronunciation. My apologies. I'm a little more familiar with Spanish and Hindi. Starting to thicken up quite nicely. We're going to let it cook a little bit longer. It's okay, it's just the sound with the echo and the cooking, but it's okay. I don't have a great deal of accent, considering where I'm from, but I do have some, and I know it's audible. I'm aware. A lot of the time here, we're doing a lot of Asian food and a lot of curry in a lot of cases. And Indonesian. I'm trying to keep the calorie count down. Calories and salt. You can see the color's starting to change a little bit. It's getting a little darker. This is what we want. Oh my gosh, I heard something. What's going on over there? Oh, thank you for the follow. Good to have you. We don't cook every day here, but we do cook once a week. I can honestly still smell that cognac. And the mustard. The mustard's quite prevalent. Believe it or not, the other dish also has the mustard in it. And the cognac. I tried to pair them today so that I would be using the same ingredients. It's definitely thickening up now. It's almost up the consistency of pancake batter. And that's about where we want it. I think we're about done with that one. It's looking pretty good. Let's switch back over here. It'll be really good taste. Oh, I'm sure that it is. Come back over here. Our steaks have been resting for a few minutes. They're still relatively warm. I know this plate makes them look a little dark, but we're perfectly fine. These are about medium. There we go. Looks quite good to me. It's basically beer sauce instead of beer you're using cognac. Yeah, that's not inaccurate. You could also use white wine. I'm going to pull out the rest of our sauce here and just set it aside. Because we're going to need our pan here for our chicken as well. So that's looking pretty nice. Our first recipe tonight, for those that just came in, was our asparagus with hollandaise. Now, our third one tonight is the big one. This one's going to require a good bit of effort here. This is our chicken dish. Tarragon chicken. Set these aside so we can go ahead and start. Now for this one, we've got a bit of a list of ingredients. So this one's going to take a little bit of effort here. Those are relatively easy. This one's a little more. So this one we're going to start off with a relatively big carrot here. And some celery, and of course the tarragon. I don't have tarragon growing here yet, so I did have to buy some. Need some shallots. One stick of celery. We need some butter for this one. Not a whole stick this time. I believe a lemon goes with this one as well. We need our brandy, some red wine vinegar. In this case, we're going to use the cognac. Oh boy. I hope I have enough. I might have run out. I'm checking. I have plenty of white wine vinegar and sherry. Oh, there we go. I got some more. That's good. I thought I did. We have some red wine vinegar here. I'll just use the big bottle for the picture. I probably have 10, 15 bottles of some of these things. Now, if you're doing this recipe the traditional way, you're going to use an entire chicken, and you're going to cut the leg quarters and everything else off and cut those up. and then take the center part of the chicken and the ribs and the cage and put that into a vat of boiling water with some herbs, and then let that boil for about 30 minutes so that you can create chicken stock. In this case, I'm going to go ahead and just use a box of salt-free chicken stock. We need the mustard again. We have some salt and pepper, cracked pepper. Yes, for those, since it came up, for those that have just joined, we do have Discord where I do post all the recipes. If anybody's interested, you're welcome to join today. If you do so, just let us know you're there, because we do manual authentication. One of our mods will let you right in. You just need to let them know. And we do this to protect our recipes, because we have well over, I believe, 175 posted, but I've done about 240 of them. And we don't want to lose those. Okay, next up we have some heavy cream. And we got the mustard, and we got salt and pepper. I believe that is it. This one's more of a process. Get that. I've also got some additional things today if we have time. Of course, we have our chicken, which I'm going to leave out of that picture right now. I still need to clean it. Alright, let me go ahead and get a picture here. When I reviewed this recipe, the person doing the video for it said that you needed to use one shot of the cognac, and then he said you needed another one, and then you needed another one. He was in the process of drinking them instead of putting them in the recipe. So let's go ahead and get this cleaned up and ready to go. We need to dice our carrots and celery. Those are both going in at the same time, so I'm going to get a bowl for that. I'll move some of these things out of the way so they're not visible to you. Our lemon will be used later. They said to use about 3 to 4 stalks of our tarragon. I think that's what we've got right here. So this is already ready. We have to strip all of the leaves off of it. So I'm going to go ahead and get this washed up and chopped up. It says a medium carrot, but the medium carrot is going to disappear when we start cleaning it. So we're going to cut these actually I'm going to cut it down the center first. There's our chopped celery. Now for our carrot, I'm going to skin this. The tool's not where it belongs. Alright, here we go. Now I'm going to show you a little trick. We're going to cut the front end of this off. Then we're going to take our knife here and we're going to cut the top off. And we're going to cut a little flat piece. Off the side of it. And this makes it stable so that when we're trying to chop it, it won't be as much of a problem. Just going to make some scores all the way through. But not trim them off. Like that. I think it makes it relatively easy. You don't have to do too much extra chopping. I think this is probably the equivalent of our small or medium carrot here. So we'll go ahead and use up the last little bit here. May need more carrot or more celery than that. Okay. The other piece was for me. Alright, this is all going to be going in at the same time, along with our shallots. So we're going to go ahead and trim those up. Have to be careful not to push too hard. This is a new knife. Go right through it. When I first started using good knives a couple of years ago, I ended up cutting my fingers several times. That is a learning process. The old knives were all, relatively dull and garbage. I guess the Chinese technique didn't work this time. It's supposed to loosen it up when you do that. But he also does it with a very big cleaver. Which also just improved it quite a bit. Okay. Credit to our friend Lau. I'm going to do the same thing. I'm just going to slice the shallot vertically, but not for all the way. Of course, we've bruised it a little bit by smacking it. So that'll release some of its flavor. Now we're going to get the big one. All the prep work is where a lot of your time goes. Look at that, it does actually work. I guess that's the way to do it, is just to smash it a little bit. All right, so there we've got our onion, our carrot, and our celery ready to go. Now we need to get the rest of it ready, and we need to start prepping for our chicken. We're going to use the Dutch oven for this one. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to brown our chicken. So I need to get everything ready. That was some sort of hint that I should have made the cheesecake as well, but we're not doing that. All right. So we have our chicken. Normally we would have our chicken stock with our bay leaves and everything cooking right now. Not going to do that. We can't. We don't have time. We're going to chop. We've chopped everything very finely. We're ready to go with that. Next up is we're going to season our chicken and then generously coat it with some flour. And then we are going to put that down in our Dutch oven and start browning it. We want to saute them until they're brown on both sides. And then in that same pan where we just did the chicken, we're going to add in our butter and our vegetables and let them sweat for a minute or two. Pour in some cognac and then some red wine vinegar and our chicken stock. And then we'll put our chicken back in there to let it absorb up some of that flavor. And then we'll have to bake it for a little while. While we're baking it, we can start working on our third one. The chicken goes in and out, in and out, in and out, in and out. It goes in and out about 3 or 4 times. Our final steps are going to be the same thing. We add mustard and cream and our tarragon into the pan, and then just let that reduce down into the flavor. So let's go ahead and get our cream and our chicken stock and everything measured out. So we need about 1.5 cups of our chicken stock, and we need, let's see, a half cup and a cup and a cup. Okay. So we need a cup of our heavy cream. I'm glad I had 2 boxes. This is for the same purpose. We're going to be making a heavy cream sauce with it. And we're going to need a shot glass of cognac, which I don't really have any because I don't generally drink anything. So I'm just going to make a best guess. Won't call that a shot. Our salt and pepper will be done by visual. Now for our mustard, we need a teaspoon. It's a little bit less than this one. I'll get our chicken here in just a minute. This one is, of course, as I mentioned, using a whole chicken normally. In this case, I'm just going to be using chicken thighs. I had to get some control over the cost this week. Those are a lot less expensive. And they taste better. So I'm going to set our liquids over here again. Our mustard. And our veggies. Now for the rest of it, we need a certain amount of red wine vinegar. Let's see, that is about 1/2 cup. Let's see if I was lucky enough to have that much left in our old bottle. I was not. It's a good thing I had some more. This is just the store brand of the red wine vinegar. Alright, next up is our chicken broth. We need about 1.5 cups of that. This one I'm just going to eyeball it. We can always just simmer it down a little bit if it's too liquidy. few minutes to the process. Now butter, it's about a tablespoon. And I'm using salted butter, so we're going to use a little less salt in the recipe, as I do have issues with it. Most all of my recipes are generally very low salt. But when I publish them for everybody else, I do leave the original amount in there. Unless it tasted fine without it. Sometimes it does. There's our tarragon. There is a baking time process for this as well, so we'll be doing that before we go through the middle of it. I'm going to microplane that lemon as well. We will do that in a little bit. You'll note that we're not using much garlic today, which is a bit different. For chicken, we need to do the same thing that we do with it most of the time. We're going to add in some salt and pepper on the side, on the top and bottom first. I'll wash my hands before I start this. As I said, I'm using 5s for this one. They still have the skin on them, so the process is still the same. These are big 5s. Two, 3 meats today, and I gotta wash a couple times here and there. Sorry about that. Next few minutes. Okay. We're gonna do the same thing to this chicken that we do with our beef and everything else. We're gonna put a little bit of salt and pepper on it to begin with before we put it in the pan. For this one, I'm gonna use a smaller grain of salt. And our grinder. That's pretty much it. That's all you gotta do. Nothing big deal. No big deal. Alright, so now we're going to switch over and we're going to go ahead and get started on this. Now we've got our Dutch oven. We're going to start heating this up. We'll put it on a medium to medium, a little bit higher. Same thing, we're going to need our oil to cover the bottom. Oh, I almost forgot. While that's heating up, Oh, it's a good thing I keep my notes around. Trying to manage the stream and do this at the same time. I just needed to put some flour on the chicken. Essentially, we're frying it here. It's going to take a couple minutes for that pan to heat up anyway. It's Dutch oven, so it takes a few minutes. A lot longer than our stainless. There we go. So I added the flour. Since I've already turned it over, I'll go ahead and salt and pepper the other side instead of doing it in the pan. This chicken still has its bones in it. Do be aware of that when you're eating it, of course. Okay. Are we ready? Let's go. Our oil's fairly well ready. Don't stick it down in there with your, don't stick the chicken down in there with your bare hands. You want to set it in there skin side down. We're only going to be able to do 2 at a time here. This is going to be very tasty this week, isn't it? I'm going to bring the heat up on that chicken a little bit. It's not going to brown very quickly if I don't. It should be on relatively high if it's frying it. Jindal, if you want to put it in your bare hands, you go right ahead, but you're also going to cook your bare hands when the oil splatters back up. I think you know this. You also cook. Things like that happen. Only if you're careful. Yeah, I hear you. I'm also going to try to do one more little bonus item tonight, because I personally like to have mushrooms with my peppercorn steak. So I have a very big box of expensive mushrooms. We may have to put the shrimp on hold until next week or something. I don't know. We'll see how much time we have. Yeah, that'll do it. We don't want to actually fully cook the chicken because we are going to be putting it in the oven for about 30 to 40 minutes. This is too hot for this oil. I'm going to turn it down a little. I was kind of wondering in the first place why they wanted me to put it on high heat for olive oil. Because olive oil will scorch. you're going to do that, you need to use a higher temperature oil like avocado oil or something. Avocado is a great seed. This one is a little bit more complicated today, so. Gotta give me a minute. Those are fairly thick. It's going to take a minute for them to heat up. Meanwhile, I got smoke going on. Ah! Alright, our chicken is brown. I'm turning the heat down just a little. Woo! There we go. Oh, that vinegar's puffing up on me in my face. Luckily, it's relatively warm outside. We can leave the door open. Alright, we get our chicken stock in here now. I'm going to start preheating our oven. I'm starting to think this is a little bit dark. I don't like the temperature they used. This is what happens when you have gas versus electric. Ah. Today is not my day. I haven't had this many problems in quite a while. Just doing a little fixing. Dang oven. All I did was just basically rinse it out. I messed it up. It's too hot. So we've got the same thing. Just have to replace it once, that's all. Okay. Back to it. I'm sorry that Was not aware that it was quite that hot. High heat on gas and high heat on electric are different. All right, now we're back to where we should be. We're gonna set our chicken back down in our sauce. And we're going to bake this in the oven until the chicken is done. So this is why I had the oven turned on. Okay. I thought I turned the oven on. I really am having a day of it. We don't usually have any problems. Hey, Neo, welcome back. I managed to pull I forgot to click the button to turn on the oven part again for the second time in like 2 years. I'm gonna turn this heat off for a minute, let that simmer a little bit, and then we'll put it in the oven. And then we'll work on our side, our additional side. Hopefully I don't mess up anything else. Oops. I don't have anybody to blame but me. I messed that one up. I constantly keep telling everybody not to put butter in too hot, and I did it. Huh. We're also going to make some crusty bread today as well to go with it. I've got some sourdough to go with that. I think I am going to have to hold off on that last one. Maybe too much. I always have a backup recipe, just in case. Alright, we have to leave this uncovered. I'm going to set it down in the oven. It's not quite heated up, but it's close. switch back over here and we'll work on the next one. This one should be pretty easy. As I mentioned with the peppercorn steak, I like to have the mushrooms as well. We got quite a bit of mushrooms there. They were the same price either way, so I got extra. We're going to do basically the same thing, and we're just going to make that duplicate that cream sauce technique. For mushrooms. We'll start off by rinsing these down really well. These are Bella's. These are generally the ones you find in our grocery stores here. There's Button Cap and Bella's. That's pretty much all you can find, unless you go to a specialty store. I'm going to trim off the bottom parts of the stem. Just slice these. This is going to take a few minutes. These look quite nice. Also going to set our timer for 30 minutes. Oh, it did say you needed a little longer. If you were using an electric stove. So we'll just take a few minutes to kind of chill down and trim up our mushrooms. We're going to have a big batch of these. Hopefully they'll last all week. Sure they will. I'll watch these twice. Still got some dirt on. I'd like to thank everybody who came in today for coming in. I know there's a lot of people out. We normally are pretty busy, but I know where everybody is, so it's okay. I actually should be there too. did note, I took a look, that we're getting close to 1,000 viewers here, 1,000 followers. I'm gonna have to do something special for that. I'm not sure what yet. If anybody has any ideas, let me know. Community night? Well, I mean, we do that in Discord pretty frequently. But what did you have in mind? I don't have Jackbox or anything. VR. You want to do a VR community night? Yeah, I guess we could. I'd like to see Jindal dust his off and use it. Love you, Jindal. I don't know why I keep thinking you've already got it. I know you don't, but yet somehow or another my brain says you do. It's a big chunk of money, so be sure you want it. I think we're kind of getting close to our pot limit here. I think that new Quest model is like $350. It's a lot less than the other ones that most of us are using. And as long as you have it tethered, it doesn't have any performance degrade. As a matter of fact, I think it works off of Wi-Fi. As long as you got a good Wi-Fi, you don't even need the tether. The new Quest actually has better resolution than the Steam one does, from my understanding. I'm talking about the 3 now, or the Pro, or whatever it is. Ruru says that it's a good bit better. He just doesn't use it as much. He still likes the other one. We absolutely can do that. I don't have a problem with it. I'm in it all the time, so if anybody wants to join, you're welcome to, if we do it. Just need to remember that we're streaming and we're not going to be discussing things that are inappropriate. And there is one or two people that know who they are that I will mute them immediately if they do. All right. While we're waiting on our pot to heat up in the oven, we're going to come back and do a couple of things over here. All the smoke's cleared out, so we're good to go. I'm going to heat this up and get all the water out of it. We're going to make some crusty bread before we do our mushroom. Rusty bread's pretty easy. A lot of people say it's just toast, but it isn't. It gets a lot harder of a surface to it. I am using sourdough for this. Gotta get it good and hot. I'm still standing by my assertion about this new pan. It's not even new anymore and it still looks new. So, Vaporware, if you want to sponsor. I'll absolutely endorse it. Wondering what this little cognac actually tastes like. I know what it smells like, but does it taste like it smells? I don't know. Know what Jindal's response is. I'm not gonna do that today. Not quite hot enough yet. I'm gonna bring the heat up just a little bit before I start this. We're only gonna cook it on one side. This goes with our chicken. We're going to grind up a little bit more peppercorn to go into our sauce for this. Mushrooms. Running low on these. Just enough. Okay. All right, we're just about ready. Let's go. Alright, as soon as the next 25 minutes or so is over, we will be taking the pot out, we'll take the chicken out, put it back on the stove, add in our cream and our tarragon and our mustard, and we're going to thoroughly simmer that, and then put the chicken back in again, and we're done. Yes, this one was going to be a long process. But I think we did relatively well tonight, even though we did have a couple of issues. After all, it is the first time I've tried these types of recipes. It's not that hard though. That is not hot enough. Oh well. 1 minute it's too hot, the next minute it's not hot enough. Having fun with our inconsistent oven. It's starting to cook up. There we go. Probably should have eaten today, huh? Sort of forgot. Next up is our mushrooms. These are going to take a little while. Used up a lot of silverware today. We're a little slow. A little slow right now. It's ups and downs. I want to dig into that little piece of steak and a couple of those pieces of asparagus. I'd also like to try that broccoli that I got. I definitely overdid it this week. Ah, there we go. Hey, Boo Boo. I totally did not make a mess of things while you were gone. Yeah. Actually, did you know that I had some racing geese for sale? That is, if anybody fancies a quick gander. I might have cooked the chicken a little hot when I was browning it, and I might have scorched it a little bit on the bottom of the pot. And when I went to deglaze it, it became charcoal, so I had to dump it, maybe part of it. Oops. No, I have not had any of the cognac. I just dumped out and replaced the liquid clean pot, put it back in. It'll be fine. Right now we're working on the crusty bread on the side, last side. And that tastes pretty good. I tasted one of them. Now we're going to add a little bit of oil here. And a little butter. And our mushrooms. rough ground some peppercorn to add to this. And we have some cream as well. We're going to basically make the peppercorn and cream sauce with the mushrooms as well. No wastage. Looks like I'm not using the rest of that butter too. This one we won't need to add salt to. I will go ahead and add our pepper. This is cracked pepper, not brown, not heavily brown. We've already got a mushroom sauce there. Look at that. It's already starting to form. Been working for the day. Ernest is doing, yeah, mine too. I'm quite heavily worn out. I haven't even done half the work you've done. So more power to you, hon. I'm assuming you got everything in and it's not going to get wet. Hey, T-Bang, welcome in. What are those mushrooms? Seems like fun guys? Yeah. Uh-oh, you've been around me for a while. Okay, I think we are where we need to be. Let's move it a lot quicker next time I'm going to do. We'll add a little bit of our chicken stock. And then I'm going to add our cream. sweet green and a little bit of salt from the salted butter. Yeah, that's probably good for me right there. I put a little bit of the cognac in there too, keep the taste consistent. I'm thinking no. So all we need to do is let this simmer down. We got about 6 minutes left on the other one. And honestly, it looks like it's done, so I'm going to cut it back a little. There seems to be a lot more moisture in this particular part. Why does looking at food always make one hungry for that kind of food? That's a good question. If your brain knows you like it, there you go. Alright, so we're going to finish cooking off our moisture here for our mushroom sauce. And then I'll pull the pot out of the oven, pull the chicken out, and start heating it up and mix in our cream and mustard for that, as well as our tarragon. Although it does look a little dark to me, I'm not sure. We may end up a little bit more brown than I'd like. This might take a little while to simmer. T-Pain's on a boost free. Our chicken here is where our lemon zest is going. actually ready for the other one now. But I don't have room for it up here. My, this is going to take longer than I hoped it would. Practically boiling, but it's taking a while. My apologies. Oh. Alright, so our cognac shrimp, which was going to be the last one today, is probably going to have to just save that one for later. This is probably too much food as it is. I'm going to check something real quick. Huh. Okay. I did not know that. So as it turns out, mustard is the thickening agent. I was unaware of that. Oh, there we go. It started thickening up. Not having done this style before, I didn't know that. There's something new. Mustard is a thickening agent for cream-based stuff. I was unaware. I think that's good. I think we got it. Straight from one to the other. I went ahead and removed the chicken. This is what's left of our sauce here that got reduced. Now we're adding our tarragon. It's starting to wither in the heat. Oh, BRB again. Okay. Now we're looking about right. Now we're going to set our chicken back down in there. There. I think we fixed it. Okay, this is the point where you add your salt and pepper. I'm not adding any salt. more either. Let me bring it over here. I am going to try and zoom our camera back out because we have gotten way too big for this. There we go. We've got a peppercorn steak, we've got mushroom gravy. Now, got our tarragon chicken. Right, Paul, welcome in. Oh, Mel, hello, welcome in. How are you all doing? Thank you so much for the raid. Hello, everyone. How are you all doing tonight?
Oh my god.
Thank you,
That's
Dio.
crazy.
We'll let that play. Oh, that was a short one. Okay. Hello, everyone. Welcome in. You got here just in time. We were almost finished, literally, today. We're plating up our last dish, which is our tarragon chicken. Just gonna pour all the sauce in there. How are you all doing? I know you were racing earlier. This is enough sauce for an entire chicken. I probably should have adjusted it a little because I didn't intend on doing an entire chicken. Oh. Catch up. Shooting stars passing by. You got the one guy that does astronomy on the side. Yes, it was Forza. Okay. Ready for dinner? Yeah, go to me. That's right. That's the clip you just got. Yeah, it tries to grab the most recent clip that it can. Ended up being quite a blast in so many ways. Some more races in the sequel. Oh my goodness. Well, welcome in everybody. Welcome in Raiders. We have been going a little overboard today. We had a little bit of trouble here and there too, but as you can see, I think we got that relatively well covered. We've got our asparagus with hollandaise sauce. We've got our black pepper peppercorn steak cooked about medium well with the blanc sauce. We've got, I made some mushroom sauce to go with it as well, the same type of sauce that's in there. We've also got our, this is the one I just finished, this is our tarragon chicken. And then we've got a little bit of crusty bread to go with it as well. We just finished this. This is an entire week's worth of meals for me. I haven't done any heavy cooking in quite a while because of the constraints of the economy and everything else, but to be honest, this isn't that bad. It was about $100 or so. Usually we're in about 60, so not too much more. But I really appreciate you coming in, even though we are right at the end. It's always good to see you. Glad to hear from you. I hope everybody had fun over there. And everybody give Mel a follow as well. I've known Mel long enough to know that there's been a couple of name changes in the background. In any case, I was getting ready. Yeah, see, I know. Matter of fact, I think I changed it for you in the other server, if I remember right. So we are going to actually be kicking our way over to somebody else at the moment because I've got one to eat. I want to eat one of these steaks. I haven't had any dinner or lunch or anything else today. So let's see if we can find somebody else to go to. And again, thank you so much for coming in, Mel. I really appreciate it. Chat666 as well as Peter, welcome in. Thank you so much for the follows. And Glitch, thank you so much for coming in as well. And Mel, the raid today has been great. I know everybody's off doing their con things and everything else, and it's relatively quiet today. But for everybody that came in, it was still a pleasure to see you, and I always enjoy having somebody to cook for and talk with. So with that, let's see. Oh my goodness. Blah, 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 blah. Let's go say hi to a friend of mine who's usually off by now because it's so late. Let's see. Has he changed his name? No. As for a raid message, if you have my emotes, you're welcome to use them. If you don't, you can use whatever you like. I'm going to give you all the message today. And you're welcome to cut and paste it, copy and chat if you want to. Glad to see everybody. We're going to head on over and say hi to Baron. Baron is working on Starfield today, which is relatively calm. So I'm glad to see everybody. I'm hoping that Monday I might be able to do an art stream. We'll have to see. If y'all hang on for the raid, we're going to head on over and say hi. Y'all have a great weekend, and we'll see you all on Monday. Bye now.